Vietnam Steve is on his way.
Hey team, Steve here. Welcome back to another 5 Question Friday, and today's episode's a real special one because the questions I've picked from the inbox are all centered around the theme I know many of you've been asking. Where is Vietnam Steve and where is the channel heading next? So my answer to you is really around how do we continue to live smarter and risk less as we move into the latter parts of our life, while still enjoying what we're doing, whether it's in Vietnam or Australia or anywhere on this wild planet of ours. So let's jump straight in. 5 viewer questions, 5 honest answers, and a couple of insights I think you'll really enjoy. Now you can probably still hear me. I'm just picking up my coffee. I'd love to say it's a lovely drip coffee, Vietnamese style, but this is one that we don't often have in Vietnam. It's basically civet coffee. So this is the coffee where the little civet eats the coffee beans, and then sometime down the track they come out, they get cleaned off, and they get made into actual coffee. So I've dripped myself a civet coffee today. It's from Vietnam, but it's not one of those popular Vietnamese coffees that you normally have. So let's get into it. First question. Mark from Melbourne, Australia. Thank you, Mark, for asking the question. And these questions are ones that have been asked more than once. So a lot of people ask one-off questions. I answer one-off. But if I start to get multiple questions, I will put it on the 5 Question Friday radar, and probably once every couple of months we'll have a 5 Question Friday. So Mark asks, why do you think people are so drawn to Vietnam, and what lessons do you think we can take into our own lives? So very good question. I love it, and I get this one a lot. Now I'm drinking from somebody else's cup here today. It says I'm the queen of the house. Not as good as the normal Vietnamese coffee, but still very good to have. Why are people so drawn to Vietnam? People are drawn to Vietnam, I think, for the energy, the simplicity, the affordability. It's a very simple life in Vietnam. It's a very affordable life, but the people there have a lot of energy. And I was talking to my wife just last night, actually, about, when she grew up, and she's 20 years younger than me, she didn't have milk. There was no milk, no milk powder. They were explaining how they would eat very salty food. The reason being, if you put more salt in the rice, it has more flavour and you can eat more rice. So even someone that's 20 years younger than me had a very difficult time growing up. So the sense of possibility that they have now, given that we've progressed 40 years, is really inspiring. There's a freedom here. I mean, a feeling life doesn't need to be overcomplicated. I tend to overcomplicate things when I'm in the West, but in Vietnam, it's a very simple life. You meet with friends and colleagues, you chit-chat, drink coffee, and orientate everything you're doing around the family. In Australia, if I asked my family to come over for a Saturday night barbecue, there'd be 101 reasons why they can't do that. Whereas in Vietnam, even if you had some other plans, you would cancel them if the family's putting on a spread on a particular night. For me, I think Vietnam teaches you to live lighter with less clutter. So it's a very essential lifestyle in Vietnam. I won't say it's minimalist, but we do focus on the essential things. We focus on experiences, not possessions. So we're out and about looking at things, we're meeting people, we're doing new things. I'm always saying yes to things that I've never done before. That helps me build community because I talk to people and I connect with people and we laugh and laugh and laugh. I think they're a very funny, it's a very funny country. In Vietnam, it's easy to adapt quickly. Life moves fast and you move with it and you adapt with it. And I don't know if that's just because you're in a foreign locale and you want to adapt and assimilate, or it's just something that the environment brings onto you. So overall, I think people are drawn to Vietnam because of all of those things. And it's a different scale of happiness. We appreciate the small wins, you know. If we have good weather like today, not too hot, not too cold, everybody's safe, that's a great day in Vietnam. So as I tradition this channel, I want to bring those lessons into a broader conversation with you. You don't have to live in Vietnam to live like someone who learned from Vietnam. That's the bridge I'm trying to build here. Now let me have a bit of my coffee and I'll come back with question 2. Now I just noticed that I was a bit drawn out on answering the very first question of 5 Christian Friday. These are not going to be long VARTs, video art. These are going to be short and sharp. You might notice my glasses are looking a little crooked today. I'll have a new pair on next time you see me. I put them on the bed and I lay on them last night. So when I picked them up, the arms of the glasses were going all different directions. So little bit ski woof in the glasses today, but hopefully, you know, it's doing the trick for you. I'll put Lynn's question in next. Lynn from Da Nang. This is where I want to take the channel. It's about living smarter and risking less. So that's what my whole life's about. And part of my plan of being in Vietnam is to live smarter and risk less. So Lynn from Da Nang says, Steve, you always talk about live smarter, risk less, but what does that look like in everyday life? And you know, over the course of the coming months, we'll have a few discussions around that, and I'll get the walk and talk happening out in the street, and we can do 2 things at once. We can walk and talk, and we can talk about living smarter and risking less. So Lynn, brilliant question, because this right here is the heart of where I want to take the channel. Live smarter, risk less isn't about being paranoid or perfect. It's about designing my life so that the big things take care of themselves. And I'm sort of, you know, yesterday I was looking at how can I eliminate email from my life, for instance. I don't need people to email me. They've all got my phone number. Just call me. And that's one less thing I have to do. So, you know, that's going to be a focus for me. I probably spend too much time in the inbox and I'm looking to get out of the inbox more. So, you know, maybe it's going to be text or phone calls, and if you email me, yeah, I'll check them once every couple of weeks. For me, smarter living means doing the basics consistently. So, you know, I'm a basic guy. I walk every day. I get paid to walk, surprisingly, sometimes. I eat well. I only eat fresh cooked food. I don't eat processed food. And I only eat the food that is cooked for me by my family. So I don't go out and eat food you know, at a lunchtime. Nothing's in the house. I'll go and eat out at lunchtime. I wait till the family cooks food. I eat every meal with the family, and I'm only eating fresh cooked food. And for me, you know, I manage my stress levels well as well. I don't get too wound up about too many things. And if something does bring stress to my life, I try to eliminate it. So don't you be one of those stressors, or I'll have to eliminate you. I set up simple systems for my money, simple systems for my tech, my backups. I can't say I've got the tech completely nailed, because I'm also an essentialist, a frugalist, a minimalist, and you know, spending a lot of money makes tech a lot easier, and I try to do it on a bare bones budget. I'm filming today on a very fancy handheld camera, and someone bought that for me, so I didn't buy that. I would be just doing it on my iPhone. I'd be the minimalist iPhone YouTuber. But I have a nice camera here, so I'm going to use it. I find that setting up all those simple systems really protect me from surprises. And then lastly, just being honest about what are the risks in life that actually matter. So for me, hitting the big 6-0, for me it's health. So I need to focus on health. That is a risk for people as they age, health, and so I'm focused on that. The other thing I'm focused on is finances, because obviously I'm not going to be working forever. I feel like I can, but I'm not. At some stage I'll just be sitting watching the boats go by, and I focus on my finances, make sure they're well protected and they're providing for the family. I focus on relationships. I'm going to need long-term care in my old age, and I make sure that I'm focusing on those relationships so that they have some longevity in them and they provide for me in the future. I'm quite cyber aware. I'm not a cyber security zealot, but I do have multi-factor authentications and biometrics on different things. And I use secure software. I don't use anything that's a little bit dodgy. I'm always wary about downloading new apps, and in fact, maybe I'll be having an app clear out shortly. So all of those decisions taken together help me risk less, and they're good for shaping my future, and they might be good for shaping your future. To summarise, Lynn, it's the opposite of reactive living. I'm very focused and planned going forward. It's intentional living. And Vietnam's taught me about that. Being adaptable, light, agile, and open to life. Adaptable is the example of you wake up in the morning and you decide you want to service your car that day, you go and do it. You're adaptable in what you're doing on that day, and Vietnam's adaptable in that they're open for you to come any day of the week to service your car, no booking required. That's what this new era of the channel's about, and I hope I can bring some of you along on the journey with me. For those of you that are new here, I'm Vietnam Steve. I live my life between Vietnam and Australia. I've had a channel talking about life in Vietnam, and I'm looking to move that channel more to talking about expat, moving to retirement life, and focusing on living smarter and risking less. If you think that's something that you might like, please subscribe to the channel, although under the new YouTube algorithm, subscribers are not required. If you think this might be interesting for somebody that you know, please share the channel with them. And of course, if you like the content, hit the like button, because that's always a good thing to do. If you don't like the content, just smash that like button 3 times and all will be good. Third question, I'm going to try and smash this one out in 60 seconds. Sarah from Singapore. How do I build real freedom in my life, financial, lifestyle and mental, and is it actually achievable? So Sarah, yes, freedom is absolutely achievable, but not through magic or luck. You've got to plan for it, work for it, and be organised. You build it brick by brick. For me, financial freedom came from simplifying everything. For you, it might come from something different. I have one clean investment strategy. I ride that like a bronco, and I'm sticking with that. I have a clean asset allocation that I'm comfortable with. It's quite risky because although I'm 60, I'm probably going to live till I'm 90, so I've still got 30 years to go, and I've got a bit of time to ride out any ups and downs in the market. I automatically invest, so my bank account does get dribs and drabs of income from a couple of people that I provide advice and help with. And I always save a certain percentage of that straight into my savings. So even though I'm semi-retired, location independent, working when I feel like it, I have an automatic investing strategy. So if anything lands in my account that's unexpected, I automatically invest some of that. I have frictionless budgeting. So basically I have an account and at the beginning of the month, I put in that account what I think I'm going to spend for that month, which is not much. And we live on that. I have commitments that come out on the 15th of the month, so all I've got to do is make sure there's money in that account on the 15th. Those commitments come to about half of what we spend, so I put double what the commitments are in that account. And if we get to the end of the month and there's money left over, I put that back in the investment arrangement, and I reload that account with, again, what's expected for the next month. So I'm keeping it emotionally simple. I don't have to do too much. I'm probably doing more than I want because I'm doing that bank shuffle 12 times a year. I'd love to get that down to annually and just do the bank shuffle once a year. 30 years of life left, 30 bank shuffles, job done. Lifestyle freedom is choosing how you spend your energy. So you can choose to spend your energy going to the office every day, meeting work colleagues. That's a great way to do it. But you could also choose to spend your energy on other things outside the corporate world. So that's what I do. For me, I'm a yes man. So for me to make sure that I maintain my freedom, I say no to distractions that don't pay, and they don't serve me, and they don't strengthen my well-being. So if it's not moving me forward, I have to say no to it now, because I'm on a runway to the end of life, and I don't need to be volunteering or donating anything going forward. I've done that for the last 60 years. What else? Sarah, mental. Mental freedom, interesting one. Mental freedom is the toughest. It's letting go of the noise. Now in Vietnam, that's a little difficult because there's physical noise everywhere, but it's the mental noise. I've had to, oh sorry, I didn't mean to hit the microphone there. I've had to accept that not every problem is mine to solve. I can nod knowingly like the wise sage and let the problem solve itself. I know when I was back in the corporate world, I would get a lot of problems every day. I mean, my job was, if there was no problems, I had no job. So my job was problems. But I did find that if I let some of those problems bake, they often solve themselves. You know, you look at them 5 days later and say, now, what did you want me to do on that? Oh no, I've already sorted it out, Vietnam Steve. So think about what are the problems you're choosing to solve, and are they the best use of your energy or my energy? So Vietnam's helped me do that. It sort of empties my mind. I walk a lot, so I think a lot. I walk 10,000 steps a day, and I eat whatever my beautiful daughter cooks me. So I don't have to even solve the food problem. I've outsourced food. I'll never have to buy food for the rest of my life. I just eat what's provided for me. Hope that helps, Sarah. And stay tuned. We're on to the last two. I'll wrap these last two in 4 minutes in total, and then let you get back to your day. Now, the reason I'm in the garden in a studio doing this, and I tried to do this in a studio, in my studio, but it was a bit echoey, so I've come out to the garden. I want to do these 5 Question Fridays not as a walk and talk, so I want to sit with you and focus and try and answer your questions in a meaningful way. So I'm not going to walk and talk and jam them on the fly. I'm going to think about the answers and give you some great food for thought for the next couple of months. You'll have one of these every month or so, so we'll see how we go. But they're going to be set pieces rather than the walk and talk, because I don't want to miss anything. Dave from Dublin. What's the biggest life risk most people get wrong? Fantastic question, and my background is in risk, so I understand corporate risk very well, and I'm now applying that to life risk. So there's dozens of risks that people think are big, David, but let me tell you one that actually catches most people out. Unexamined assumptions, and people just assume things are going to happen, but they don't actually have any evidential basis for that. So, you know, people assume their health is going to be stable, so they don't do anything. They assume their job's going to continue forever. How many YouTube channels have you seen where somebody got the boot and had to go and find a different way? They assume their tech is secure. They assume their finances will work out. But most risk failures in the corporate world, but also in my personal life, come from outdated assumptions. So I think understanding that in the personal context, that am I assuming some things that I have no basis to assume. And what am I going to do about that to protect myself? All right, last question. So one of the things you see more in this channel is how to apply simple risk thinking, not corporate jargon. So I've blown the corporate jargon out the window, and I'm just trying to make my life more resilient, and hopefully some of that will be food for thought for your own life. And the best part of it, it actually reduces anxiety because you feel prepared for whatever comes along. So last questions, my friend Emily here in Brisbane. Steve, love your content, but where exactly is the channel heading? And I've had that question a lot, and I started with that one today because I've been silent for 2 months. I've been strategizing what I want to do. I can walk the streets of Vietnam and show you banh mi's and talk about funny things I see and the traffic, but I actually want to provide something that's more meaningful for people that are watching the channel. I've got 2 main audiences. I've got an audience in Vietnam that love the Vietnam Steve content, and I've got an audience outside Vietnam that's really fascinated about Vietnam. So I need to weave in the Vietnam scenery, and you'll get some of that in the next VART. But I also need to weave in some of the content that's the things I think about on a daily basis. So I'm not just out there thinking about pho and Bang Sale and Bang Zo. I'm actually thinking about, am I doing this right? Is there something I haven't seen? What could I do to live smarter and risk less? So Emily, thank you for this one. And yes, it's time to lift the curtain. Vietnam Steve is evolving. I'm not ending, I'm evolving. We're going to have a couple of months moving across to a new style of content. I'm hoping to bring 1 or 2 subscribers with me, but if that's not your cup of tea, please unsubscribe, and I'm sure you'll find what you want on another channel. There's a gazillion channels out there. My next chapter is still going to include walk and talks, so I'll have the 20-minute walk and talk once a week or so. There'll be a 5-question Friday, so whenever my posting day lands on a Friday, there'll be a 5-question Friday. I might even have some interviews with people in Vietnam, and just to understand how they think and what their expectations are for the world. So conversations with Vietnamese people and conversations with travellers. I haven't got any of those lined up, but that is something that I'd like to do. I want to provide tools and tips to help you live smarter, simplify your life, and reduce the risks that genuinely matter. So we all want to get away. We all want to live as an expat, maximising geo-arbitrage, but that comes with risks. And so how do we live smarter and risk less? I'll have some occasional Vietnam content because, of course, I still will be out walking the street and I still will see funny things and have my take on them. And that's part of my story and always will be. So the mission is simple. I want to help you live smarter, risk less, and enjoy more of your precious life, wherever you are. Thank you for an absolutely brilliant set of 5-question Friday questions, team. If any of the questions hit home, drop your thoughts below. If you've got a question for me to put into this format, please put the question below. Pre-market FQF, 5-question Fridays, and I'll read them all. I'll probably respond to you, and it might even make it into the 5-question Friday mix. Take care, live smarter, risk less, and I'll see you in the next one. And I hope you like the new jingle.